Hello lads, today we are going to explore the wide open world to find all of the dungeons I missed because I looked up where all of them are on the Elden Ring interactive map. So we're gonna go do all of them because those are probably my favorite part of the game. Okay, so I'm just gonna check which ones I have as I look at the map. I have this one, which is Morn Tunnel. Do not have this one. No, we do have that one. We do have that one. Whoops. Me when I clicked the wrong button. We have the Tombsword Catacombs. And pretty sure we have the Earthbar Cave. Yeah, we do. Alright, so the first thing we're missing is the Tombsword Cave, which is over here. So we're gonna go get that real quick. I'm guessing a lot of these are not going to take very long because I've explored the world pretty thoroughly. I'm absolutely over-leveled for a lot of them too. Yeah. So this is like a bit east and south. Like over here, I think, maybe? Maybe down here. Yeah, that would make sense. I'm pretty sure we have all of the Wandering Mausoleums, because there really aren't that many in the game. There's only 7 according to the interactive map, which I would, of course, trust with my life. Okay, so nothing there. Oh, there it is. I'm guessing most of these are not going to take very long to travel through. Oh, the frames? Who needs them? Especially given that I've, you know, done the vast majority of the game before I did this. I do really like the cave areas though, they look really cute. It's a poison cave. Oh my. Poison buildup is so slow in this game, wow. DS3 moment. I'm used to the sort of precision you have to... Oh, it just keeps building. It doesn't stop. Oh, right, because I got it on my body. Okay, that makes sense. A lot of these boys in here I'm noticing. How did that not hit the other one? There we go. See? You all get hit. Free hits for everyone. Lots of poison blooms in here. Slime. DS1. Neat. Thanks for the glass shard. I much prefer that attack to the rolling attack. Lately I've been fantasizing about all the changes I would make if I were to like remake Dark Souls 2. Very fun to fantasize about. There's a lot of ideas I think would be really interesting to have in a Souls game that aren't in any of them. So I've been thinking about that a lot. Had some ideas for how I would rework the Ancient Dragon fight. I think I would, because the Ancient Dragon has like an obscene amount of health and is not fun. So it would be logical to just rework the whole thing, you know? Like, give him different moves. I don't think the health pool is wrong necessarily, because having a dragon that's actually really hard to kill and takes a while is completely reasonable, given that dragons are supposed to be, like, really tough. So, I don't think that's wrong. But there are parts of it that are definitely not ideal. rat. So I was thinking, there's the previous area, which is the Dragon Eyrie, and if you, instead of just having the Dragon Eyrie, have 3 random dragons, and if you destroy their eggs, then they destroy the bridge. And they still destroy the bridge even if you don't destroy their eggs, which is kind of weird. If you could, like, communicate with those dragons with the Ring of Whispers, and then they could help you with the boss fight, like they take out part of the ancient dragon's health before leaving and letting you take out the rest, I think that would be interesting. I like quests that affect bosses. Plus, I don't think it's necessary to make the ancient dragon boss fight fun if you have that sort of mechanic, though it could always be helpful, you know? The game could always be less miserable to play. There's a lot of really interesting things that I was thinking while I was doing it. Like, there's this thing you can do in the one area, what's it called? There's this thing you can do in the, like, graves area. What am I thinking? There's a thing you can do in the graves area where if you light this one torch sconce, then a bunch of NPCs will come, and not NPCs, invaders will come and attack you, and you have to kill all 11 of them, but there isn't any reward if you did it. And I was like, well, what if there was a character that, like, spawned if you did that, and you could take her back to Majula, and she'd have a bunch of, like, lore to tell you about the king or something. I was like, what if there were advisors to the king that were in, like, that area because he was there? I thought that would be interesting. Oh wow. Not the Miranda Blossom. Okay. Oh hey, that's where you get that thing, huh? Neat. Okay. That's the Miranda Blossom, which is one of the bosses. I thought that would be an interesting change. And then having her, like that NPC you could summon, take back to Majula, sell something useful like old Radiant Life Gems or something like that. Or repair powder, because the other NPC who sells repair powder is in kind of an annoying place to get to. And it would be nicer to just be able to go to Majula and get them. Because it doesn't make sense to have Chancellor Welliger leave Dranglight Castle. He kind of belongs there. I think the presentation of that boss is pretty cool. The boss run, don't actually know, so 3 lore, 2 fun, 2. That's a 14. Great, so now I just have a bunch of ideas and probably most of them suck, but I do like thinking about them. Okay, we're gonna do the rest of the ones in Limgrave real quick. So we have the Stranded Graveyard, Fringe Folk, Hero's Grave. Have the cave, the coastal cave, Stormfoot Caverns, Groveside Cave, Limgrave Tunnels we have Murkwater Cave, we have Murkwater Catacombs, we have the Death-Touched Catacombs. We do have the Death-Touched Catacombs, but not High Road Cave. I think that's going to be here. So I just like thinking about that. Obviously the big change that you would have to make would be improving the graphics of the game, because I think if the game had modern graphics, it would make it, you know, great. I mean, I already like it, but I want everyone else to like it too. Okay. Don't seem to... I think I have to go down into the river to get there. Pretty sure the river I think you can get here from the river, though. I hope so, at least. Okay. God damn it, you bastards. Okay, so that's not an option. There appears to be a path down from here. Yeah, I just like thinking about that stuff because I do really like Dark Souls 2. And I think it could be even better than it already is if it was changed a bit in some ways. I think that's true of all the Souls games, you know, but Dark Souls 2 is the one that has the most problems where I think about them and I'm like, I think I could fix those. Or I think they need more fixing than some other... Oh hey, that's where Alexander was. I think they need more fixing than other problems in different Souls games. Like, there's a bunch of problems in Dark Souls 3 that I don't think are worth fixing because they don't ruin people's ability to enjoy the game. But some problems in Dark Souls 2 definitely ruin people's ability to enjoy it, and I think that's a shame. Just thinking through all the changes I'd like to make. A bunch of them are kind of dumb because I don't know how to do them, obviously. The graphical things would be the biggest improvement, I think. I think the engine it runs on isn't very good, I think. I don't actually know that for certain, but I imagine it to be true because it runs a bit more, like, the graphics don't work as well as they do in some of the other games. I mean, they work better than Dark Souls 1's graphics, obviously, but not as well as Dark Souls 3's. And that's just the fact that it's an older game, slightly. Like, each game gets better as they go on, but I would like it if Dark Souls 2 looked as polished as this game. Had a similar amount of color to it. I mean, it does have a lot of color. That's one of the nice things about it. But I would like more. I would like it to be more refined. There's a bunch of, like, problems with it, like enemies not being animated properly or their hitboxes being weird, famously, that I think would not be super stressful to fix. I don't know why they didn't fix them when they had the opportunity to, but why didn't they fix the Falconers? I would also like it if they, like, leaned even harder into having new experiences in each new game cycle. I think that would be great. Like, if with each new game cycle you had even more unique stuff to think about. And I think you do in some small ways, but not as much as I would like. Wow, I love killing wolves. That is not true. It's my least favorite part of playing every video game. Mandatory wolf murder. They won't let you out of the AAA game dev office if you don't include murdering wolves in your pitch. thought it would be really interesting to revamp some of the buildings in Dark Souls 2, and this is true of all the Souls games, because they're not designed to be usable, the buildings in any of the games. I thought it would be really interesting to redesign them around being usable, like having the mansion have a, like, kitchen and all that. I thought that would be pretty great. This is a surprisingly big place. Wow, yeah. I was not expecting this to just keep going. Is there gonna be a boss down there or something? I thought it would be interesting to redesign those buildings and have, like, actual people in Brightstone Cove, Saldora. Because that seems to be the one place that was, like, frequently occupied by human beings. So having people there who are not crazy, I thought would be really cool. Maybe you have to make food for them or something. I think adding a bit of crafting in the game would be neat. I mean, obviously I don't use the crafting mechanics in this game, but I don't think that's because they're bad, it's just because I don't personally use them. We might drop off here. Time for down. Okay. This torch is pretty crazy. I like how the torch works in DS2 as well, where it, like, goes out if you're in water. Not that I think it's a bad thing that it doesn't in this game, it's just, like, I think there's a lot of parts of DS2 that make it feel more real in some sort of way, and that's one of them. Whoa, there's 2 bosses in this area? That's neat. Did that thing get itself killed somehow? I think it did. Oh, I jumped it. Barely jumped it, but I jumped it. I'll come back and check that out later. I really like this little area. This area is neat. Hey girl. Is she like a mini boss? Oh hey, you can cut off her tentacles, that's neat. This is a weird mode. She barely does any damage though. Yeah, so I thought it would be neat if you had more NPC interactions. I think in all the games. I love NPC interaction in games, and you may be surprised to hear that, because whenever I play these games I always skip right over the NPCs because I don't find any of them that interesting. You don't really have anything to do with them. I mean, there are factually things you can do with them, like events you can do with them, but I don't find many of them that interesting. And some of them are really tedious because you can only do them at certain times, so you have to come to the NPC at this time, or their quest is just donezo. And I don't think that's great. I would prefer if it wasn't like that, because then I would actually do some of them sometimes. What do we have in here? Oh, a big boy. He does not have enough health. Last giant. Okay. I think this guy's the only one that's blue dancer charm. That's neat. Whoops. That's cool. So that's the guardian golem. What area is this? I did really like this dungeon. I thought it was really neat. Very short, but all of them are like that, so. High Road Golem, I'll call him. I have a new mouse, by the way, because the old one got some lemonade on it, and obviously was not pleased by that. Difficulty, I'm going to give him a 2, maybe a 3. Probably decently difficult if you come here at the right time. Presentation, 3. Boss run, 3. Lore. I'm going to check that charm that he dropped, actually. It's called the Blue Dancer Charm, I believe. I wish there was a method for, like, searching here, where you could, like, search for the thing you were looking for. Isn't there a, like, show in inventory option or something like that? Not there, probably not there. I sincerely doubt it's in here. Nope. 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 Right. You never know with these things. They can be, like, anywhere, basically. Not an arrow either, huh? That's shields, I think? Yeah. Nope. I like reading through item descriptions a lot of the time. I think that's neat. Not gonna do that right now, obviously, because I'm on the old stream. The fact that they have Scar Seal and Sore Seal is a bit rude. That's interesting. This is like a overgrown version of that. Is the charm here? Oh yeah, it is. Oh, that's interesting. So this is the person that sealed away Melania. That's cool. I'm gonna give that a 4. I don't know why that guy had that on him, but yeah. Yeah, so for the game period it seems appropriate. He gets a 15 from me. I really like just reading those, so I'm gonna do that later. Okay, next one. I appear to have gotten all the other ones in Limgrave, so we're gonna go to Caelid now. There's a bunch in Caelid I don't have, but I do have some of them. Yeah, I would just generally love to see DS2 with this level of graphical quality. The level of care that went into this game I think would be really cool to see in DS2. there anything here, or no? We're all very funny, aren't we? So I don't have the Kaled catacombs, which are like here. Apparently there's a beach down here, it looks like. Do have the Gowl, I know that. Have this. I have the Gale Tunnel, I said to myself. Celia Crystal Tunnel. Apparently there's one like right next to it called the Abandoned Cave. I mean, I think most caves are abandoned, but okay. Celia Hideaway. So let's go find the Abandoned Cave. It's pretty close to there. Chair Crypt of Celia? Okay. It looks like that's on the high area, but I don't actually know that. We're just gonna check around for it. What the hell is that thing? Is this it? No, it's not. I was gonna be like, wow, my ability to see things has really gone down. Yeah, so it's like this way. Pretty close by, though. I do think this area looks really neat. I really thought Melania was going to be here, just from the decor, but I mean, it makes sense that she wouldn't be, I guess. It would be really funny if you could find Melania so early in the game, though, I gotta say. I didn't seize the chance on that. Sad. So here's the Gowl. Have I found this Gowl before? Nope. Got some explodey boys here. Oh, hi. Haven't I killed one of these things? Yeah. Explodey boy. Do all of them drop ruin fragments, that's what I meant to say, ruin fragments. Why is my throat so dry? So exactly where are we? Yeah, I'm figuring it's gonna be up on top then, because there ain't nothing here. I wish there was like a marker on the Gowls themselves that told you if you'd done them yet, because I have no idea if I've done the Gowl that I have on the map there. Is that? I think that might be the closest place. Sure. I'll go do that. Me when I'm trying to summon my horse. Is this the right direction to be going? Have I found this guy before? I'm dry as a bone. Fool dragon, surrender your strength. Let me feast on your heart. Seems he's referring to Grail. She's like over there, isn't she? I mean, when she was alive. Unfortunately, she was met with a tarnish-related accident that led to her death. We are still investigating what happened. We suspect foul play on the part of the Tarnished. Whoa, what's making all that noise? A dragon. It's a quite small dragon. Is that the last one? I'm gonna commit dragon genocide real quick. Hey, girly. Oh, look at her go. She's so big. Oh shit, I got hit. A lot like birds in this game. I mean, it's kind of like DS2 in that way. Dragon looks strangely like a bird. Oh, there's another one. Hey, y'all, this isn't very nice. She just straight up watched that happen. Not a care in the world. They have a lot of health given that they're pretty early game enemies. Oh my god, no. Ouch. Kinda glad I didn't do this earlier. I don't really like fighting a lot of the enemies in the game, and this one is no exception. How did... okay. No, she bit me. Does that give me a dragon heart? That gives me nothing. Great. Does this give me a dragon heart? Because I'm still missing one to get the final thing, I'm pretty sure. Gravelstone. Great. Doing that gives me nothing. That's not a big deal. It didn't take very long. Okay. I think this sort of vibe I have in this part of the game is probably my favorite part of playing. Where I'm just kind of hanging out and doing stuff, but it's not really like super stressful. You don't have to worry so much. Is that another one? Yeah. This one's still active, so I'm gonna go see what's in this one. Ah, it's Battle Mage Hugo's, of course. Bad news about Battle Mage Hugo's. They met with an unfortunate Zweihander-related accident. This is kind of my favorite way for the game to be, where nothing's a big problem, and again, that's just because I don't like the combat very much in this game. I mean, granted, I don't really like having a rough time in any of the games, but especially not in this one, so... Yeah. Difficulty, I'm gonna give it a 3. Presentation, 3, I'd never seen that enemy before. Boss run, 2, seemed like a pretty good distance away from the nearest thing. Lore, let's check out those spirit ashes. Come on, let me click it. Okay, I'm willing to bet this is going to be one of the bottom ones. Yeah, there he is. I'm gonna give that a... Oh, I'm gonna give that a 2. That's kind of just like, oh, he liked killing people. Whatever, buddy. Okay, in total that's 12. Like, if you pop out a new proper noun, that's not like new lore exactly, that's just a new proper noun. Yo, a new proper noun just dropped. New proper nouns are interesting in and of themselves, you know. Like the Hema thing. If I'd heard something about the Hema Institute or something like that prior to this, I would have been like, oh, well, that connects to stuff I've heard about. But instead, it's just a new word. I don't find that super interesting. 1 second. It's like, oh neat, there's a word. Okay, so this is looking like it goes here. It's pretty, like, just north of... Is that how you get in? Is that little platform there the entrance? Oh yeah, it sure is. Definitely wouldn't have found that without the help of the map. That's a pretty difficult to find location, I must say. Location, location, location. Okay, now this is a cave with rot in it, which is fun. Oh, it's thick rot. Oh, great. Is she real? No. Okay, well, there's something in here, I gather. Oh, it's still growing. Is the area itself kind of rotted or something like that? I do like these things in here. The fact that they're kind of special to this area is neat to me. Or that they're like corpse things are special to this area is neat. I mean, they're not corpses exactly because they are machinery, but I do like that you don't find them in other areas. Uniqueness is a big factor that can make these kinds of areas way better, because a lot of them can feel pretty samey. I think they do a good job of making at least the aesthetics of each area different, which makes them nicer, you know. Even if the actual content of the area isn't special, the aesthetics can at least be special. And we all know I like some good aesthetics. Oh no. Who's shooting at me? These boys up here? Okay. They have like a homing poison attacks, that's neat. Do I have any of the poison curing ones? I don't. Oh well. It's not a big deal. I don't really like the Miranda flowers. I just kind of find them annoying. I mean, they're not the worst thing in the world. I do really like the Aeonian butterflies. I think those are a neat storytelling addition. I really like gentle things being contrasted with very severe things, like butterflies with a soup of death. Which is how I interpret the rod. I take it there's gonna be a battle maiden in there for me to kill. I've killed a battle maiden before, I can do it. Whoops. Oh no, it's a queen rat knight. Is that it? Oh no, of course not. Buddy, can you fuck off? No. I really thought there was going to be a battle maiden in here. I'm surprised there wasn't. It was pretty neat. I liked the aesthetics of the place, if nothing else. Wish I could get some lore as to why this place is full of dead battle maidens. I guess that's the kind of thing you can extrapolate. I do like having some information to go from, though. Like, lore about the battle maidens themselves. Like, if you could summon one... Wait. Let me check if you can summon one. There is probably a summon for them that I don't have. Yeah, I don't have a summon for them. But I assume you can get a summon for them. Having the clean rot knights in here is not the worst thing in the world. It's kind of strikes me as uncreative. That's not a big deal though. Clean rot knight duo, I'll call them. Difficulty 2. That seemed like really easy. I don't think earlier in the game it would have been hard either. Presentation 4, you probably haven't seen those guys before when you get there. It's in a cool area too. The boss run seemed a bit excessive maybe, I'll give it a 2. Lore, I don't actually know what the boss run is like though. So 3, lore, 2, fun, 2. Okay, so that adds up to 13. Apparently Phantom is here, but his internet's really bad, so he's watching random frames of the stream. Hi Phantom, love you. Okay, so I have all of those. I have the Celia Hideaway. Let's do the Caleb Catacombs. I don't like the Catacombs as much as I like the caves, but they're fine. But this is fun. This sort of stuff where I'm just exploring the world is absolutely the best this game has to offer in terms of gameplay. Like, this is actually really fun for me. Or at least when it isn't fun, it's not infuriating. Just wandering around and finding things to do is not infuriating for me. And that's great, because a lot of the things about this game are infuriating for me. I am not going to fight the doggies. No wonder I hadn't gone and checked this area. There's doggies blocking it. Uh-huh. Hello. I do find those enemy designs really neat. You'll never see me fight them though. I mean, I might fight them every once in a while, but it's not the sort of thing I'm going to seek out doing because I don't think it would ever be very fun. Neat. Okay, buddy. In general, I'm guessing the reason why people find Caelid so, like, infuriating to play is because of the enemies in it. So I'm just not going to engage with the game on that level. Yeah, we're not gonna kill the doggy. No thanks. I don't find the catacombs as fun as I find the caves, and I think it's because the aesthetics appeal to me less. I like some appealing aesthetics. I mean, obviously they're not the worst things in the world. They do look way more samey than... Oh hey, it's that one area from Dark Souls 3. It's the one part of the demon ruins that's covered in trees. Boy, I remember this. Buddy, please calm down. I think these tend to be a bit more samey than the caves. I think the caves also just generally I like them more because I like how they look more, so... You're not going to hear me complaining about them either way. Oh hey, Miranda Sprout Ashes, that's neat. Scarlet Rot, how fun. Oh, that's funny. Very small area. I'm surprised by that. This area is minuscule. Oh wow, a cemetery here. Imagine that. Kindred of Rot Ashes. Oh, those are neat. At least I got some ashes for that. Some ashes for my trouble. Kindred of Rot Ashes. Here they are. This spirit takes the form of a crawling pest, its chitinous body making a dry rustling sound. Attacks enemies by secreting sticky threads. Kindred of Rot are the servants of the goddess of Rot, servants that have been forsaken. That's not related to the boss's lore. The cemetery shades, I think in general, are just going to get weak points for that, because they're just ghosts, I think. Or like, they protect graves maybe, but there's nothing individually interesting about them, so having a bunch of them like that doesn't do them any favors. 1 second. Which one is this called? It's the Kalid. So this is the Kalid CS. Difficulty, as always, gonna give it a 2, presentation 2, boss run 5, gets easy points for that, lore 2, fun 2. Okie dokie, that's a grand total of... That might be an unreasonably high score. I'm gonna give it lower lore. Lower difficulty. No, the presentation is the problem. Having the same boss over and over again just decreases the presentation value for all of them. So that's a grand total of 9, I think. Is that? No, it's 11. Really hard for these bosses to get lower scores than the bosses in Dark Souls because they generally have good boss runs. So that's not an issue. Whereas in most of the Dark Souls games, that is an issue, and that's why it's included as a parameter for a good boss. Whereas in this game, well, all of them are like that, basically. Any boss that doesn't have a very easy boss run is kind of suspect in a way, because it just feels wrong. Okay, there's 2 caves in this general area. No, only 1, because I got the one that goes off of your boy's arena. The other one is near the air tree. It's over here. The air tree's right fucking here, huh? Yeah, wow. Can I drop down from here? Yeah, that's not too far of a fall. Is that a grace? I think that's a grace there. Yeah, it is. That's cool. Hey, there's a dragon. Apparently I'm missing 1 dragon heart, and I do wonder what that last one is. I think the, Oh hey, bear. Hi buddy, what are you doing here? The tool I'm using, which is the Elden Ring interactive map on mapgenie.io, does have an option to show you where all of the dragon hearts are, and I might do that. It's a cave, boys, let's go. Means I have the opportunity to take my torch out. I would like it if the caves in Kalid had, like, mushrooms instead of normal foliage. That would be neat. I get that a lot of these bosses bear repeating, if you will. Or are repeated, so it's not a huge deal that they're not all unique. A lot of the caves are. I mean, I like how they look generally, so they get those free points in terms of just how much I like them in my own head. They get free points just for looking nicer than I think the catacombs look, and they don't. Neither of them look terrible, but these look a bit nicer, I think. So I am tempted to fight the big boy. I think I might do it. He can't see me. Oh, he can. Hi, buddy. Whoa, the health on this lad. Holy shit. Buddy, you have too much health. I have an endgame weapon and I, like, scratch him. I give him the barest kiss with each attack. Wow, dude. The health on that boy is incredible. No thanks. Did you see that? Wow. Bulls, goats, talisman, meat, I am really tempted to kill him though. Can I cheese him? Please tell me I can cheese him. I would love to be able to cheese him. I like that there's wildlife in these things. I wish it was unique wildlife to the area though. Oh, he mad. He's so mad. Is this the entrance? No. Oh yeah. Oh my god, buddy. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to fight this lad. He's too thick to fight, is the issue. Whoa, buddy. Calm yourself down. You just killed a deer for no reason. Yeah, that guy has too much health to fight. This is the bear cave. Oh, there's wolves in here too. They're like, I'm terrified of that bear. You can't tell us and we're here. We're gonna die. Is there another bear here? Oh, there's wolves. Oh, that's a chunky wolf. Beast blood. Bloodborne moment. I've said that like a million times. Every single time I see beast blood, I go, Bloodborne? Is this Bloodborne? Is the boss going to be a bear? I'm gonna be really sad if the boss is a bear, honestly. Because I do not want to fight one of those things, holy shit. Most of the bosses are pretty minimally tanky, that I'm finding, that is. There's some of the... These guys are misbegotten, I think. Oh, these are Farumazula boys. Sorry lads, I didn't realize this is the boss room. I didn't come prepared. Wow. This thing would probably be pretty obnoxiously difficult if I wasn't really tanky, so just because these enemies are really annoying to fight. But your aim is terrible at close range. So those are the Beastmen duo, I'll call them. call them the K-Lid Beastmen Duo. My favorite new band. Difficulty, I'm gonna give them a 2 because those guys would be like really hard, I think, earlier in the game. Presentation, 2, they're not really interesting. They're not in an interesting cave, which is a shame. The only thing interesting about the cave is the bear. Boss run, 3, I have no idea. Lore, 2, there's no reason for them to be in here to my knowledge. They didn't drop anything, so I can't check that. Fun, 2. Okay, that is 11 total. Oh, hey, I have a text from Elden. What? So we might be having Ellen as a special guest on the stream in a second. That would be neat. I do so like my favorite Ellen. Why is my throat so dry? Okay, so that is done. Bear moment. You'll have to bear with me here. So I think that's all of the dungeons in that area. And now we go to Liurna, which has a lot of dungeons I did not find, and I do mean a lot. I think it's just because I thought Liurna was really empty, so I didn't bother to check anything. And to be fair, it is pretty empty. It's also like even bigger than most of the areas are, so I was just like, why should I spend so much time checking this area? It's so big. And the fact that it's a lake does make it feel more empty than it really is. At least I'm guessing, because I haven't really found anything in the area, but I'm assuming it's not completely empty. Oh hey, a jellyfish. Hello. Is that a lobster? Great, here's the cave. Oh hey, it's my favorite river in Minnesota. The Stillwater River. Oh hey. Ellen's calling. Hello Ellen, I'm streaming right now just so you know, so don't say anything inappropriate. Great. There's a bat. I'm playing the Elden Ring.
Oh yeah. What a classic.
Yeah, I'm playing the Elden Ring to find all the caves I didn't find earlier. Because I find the caves and dungeons in this game really interesting. So I just looked up where all of them are, and there's a lot of them in the game, so they're pretty easy to miss.
Are you playing the Elden Ring with anyone else?
No, I have yet to play Elden Ring with anyone else.
Very nice. He is yet to lose his Elden Ring virginity.
You could say that, if you really wanted to, I guess. Oh my god. That bat.
I believe I did.
You must have really wanted to say it, then.
I would imagine.
But wouldn't personally know.
I tried to adjust my bicycle spokes and could not because I lacked the proper tool. I spent a long time. And then I wrapped my grips.
You wrapped your drips?
My grips.
Oh.
Allow me to demonstrate. Here, if you look at Discord real quick.
I am looking at it.
Okay, that's an Ellen face right there.
There isn't. There
Now
wasn't.
just switch that baby around. See? I wrapped them nice and shiny and new.
Oh, that's neat. Don't die.
I'm going really slow right now.
Okay, gotcha. He's incredibly slow. I am playing the Elden Ring. What? Oh, they're kissing. That's so cute. I don't really like those enemies. I'm just gonna ignore them. Oh, there's bats. Not the bats. I'm so scared.
I'm so scared. Are you a bat enthusiast?
I do find bats really interesting. Are bats... Bats are the only mammal with the ability of powered flight, right? I think they are. Because flying squirrels can fly, but they don't have powered flight. Which is a different sort of deal.
Oh, man.
I can't hear you super well.
It's probably the wind.
Yeah, the wind will do that. The wind is conspiring in the anti-Elend lobby.
It's because I am going a lot faster than I normally do.
Why are you doing that? Are you testing how fast you can get across your town?
No, I just got new tires, and they're slick road tires.
Oh, neat.
Or rather, gravel tires. So, less good for mountain biking, but they're pretty good for the kind of thing I do.
Yeah, do you want to know something funny?
Yeah.
My grandpa thinks mountain biking tires look really stupid. He's like, you never need tires that thick for anything, it's so dumb. And he's like a biking enthusiast, so I trust his word on it.
I would say, like, yes and no. I'd say I'm running pretty thin mountain tires, they're more gravel tires. I'd say some of the mountain bike tires that are like, you know, 275s, I can see them in very specific applications. So, like, downhill biking, you want to be low to the ground and have as much traction as possible as you take corners. Because you're going 20 to 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Barely pedaling. And you're taking corners pretty tight, chicanes and stuff. So there it makes sense. And I disagree with your grandpa. If you're just on the road, or you're doing cross country, the thinner the tire, the easier it's going to be to move at speed. Big, thick tires make it almost impossible to go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about it. You know, whenever you use a fancy number word, I'm just like, yes, totally.
Fancy number word, like cardinality.
Not cardinality, like 272s or whatever you just said about the tires.
Ah, yes. That is the number of inches they are wide.
How many inches am I wide? That's the question.
And your girth doesn't work.
Yeah.
Besides, I said I wouldn't say anything inappropriate.
Girth is just a word, Ellen. I don't know why you're implying that it's inappropriate in some way.
Anyway, these are pretty girthy tires for a gravel bike even.
Yeah.
I do.
Just
Basically a gravel bike. Don't put a one. Sorry, kid.
Oh wow.
Did
What?
I lose?
No, I'm here.
It sounded like... Okay. Sounded like you said just don't put a fucking cleaner on.
No, what? Why would I say that?
I don't know. What did you say?
I was just like wandered into another boss arena and I found this boss, which I killed in 3 hits, so there's a lot of mini bosses in this game where they're like just normal enemies that you have to fight a bit earlier in the game than you'd usually be fighting them.
Oh yeah, I remember watching someone play through from like the very beginning, just for like a couple hours when it first came out.
Hmm.
And I remember thinking it was kind of crazy how fast they started to introduce bosses, but
Yeah,
like kind of weak bosses, but bosses nevertheless.
they're very weak at the start of the game. I mean, they kind of stay that way. There's some bosses that are pretty hard. Like, one of the bosses I think took me 3 or 4 total hours to beat, and I did not enjoy more than 30 minutes of that. So I wish it had only taken 30 minutes to beat.
Would you like to know something incredibly disappointing?
Sure.
I never made it past Hornet in Hollow Knight. Haven't
I
played
know
it for
that,
about 2
Ellen.
months.
Uh, yeah, that's not the worst thing in the world. A lot of people get stuck there.
It's a good game. I mean, it's so cleanly done. Like, it's not really, the genre isn't necessarily my jam, so
Hmm.
to speak,
If you
but I
will.
really enjoy it nevertheless.
That's good. Metroidvanias are my jam, and I also really enjoy it. Hollow Knight is a very... I think part of its success is in the fact that it's not super complicated, which some people have disliked about it, like that there aren't a lot of different like different ways to attack enemies maybe, which I don't think is a fair criticism because it's not trying to be complicated. Like, games don't have to be complicated as a rule. That's not a requirement.
What it reminds me of is, do you know who Jacob Geller is?
I do know who Jacob Miller is.
It reminds me of one of his videos where he's talking about who are the devs that do the Souls games. I'm really sorry.
FromSoft.
Say that again?
FromSoft.
Okay. Well, he's talking about them, and he's talking about one of their games.
Which one?
Basically starts you off as your and then your character progression is just you building a skill through the game. Starts out super simple, you're kind of OP, and the only way you can start getting better and beating people is by becoming a better player.
Yeah, that's Sekido, I think.
Yes.
Sekido achieves that by literally only letting you play the one character. Like, the rest of the games have a lot of customization options, but not Sekido in particular. Oh,
So that is what Hollow Knight reminds me of.
yeah. Hollow Knight does actually demand that you get good, as it were. But I don't think it's a really limiting sort of game, which some of them can be. Like, I really love Hollow Knight, obviously, so I'm gonna be more reticent to say bad things about it. I don't think there's a lot of bad things about Hollow Knight, though. And I think it's easy, like, if you watch, there's this one YouTube man named Joseph Anderson who reviews games. One of his critiques of Hollow Knight is, like, it takes too long to go from fighting in a very simple way to fighting in a slightly more complicated way, which I don't think is fair, because personally I find it really difficult to play games that are, like, super complicated to control, like where you need to be clicking a lot of buttons in the middle of combat or whatever. I really, really dislike that. So the fact that Hollow Knight is like, you don't need to click a million billion buttons, you can just click the button to attack, and if you do it really well, and if you dodge at the right time, then you do it. You need to do it really well. Like, you're learning that one skill and then performing on it for a long time. But you don't have to, like, learn a bunch of bullshit, as it were. And you don't have to go through hell itself just to play the game, so... Yeah.
That's like say it. One of those. Go ahead.
I like games that are simple enough that my mom can play them.
Fair enough. It seems like one of those ones where it's like it doesn't really demand more than you want to give.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you really want to like progress through the closest thing to a plot it has. And then when you want to do that, then you have to get good, so to speak.
Yeah. It is really fun to just explore Hollow Knight, too. To just, like, walk around. So that's one of its big benefits, the fact that you can just walk around for so long. I love that. And I don't think, like, there is some things about the exploration that I don't think are done super well, like, rewarding exploration feels a bit weak sometimes, which I don't think is the worst thing in the world, because exploration can be its own reward in the right type of game, you know?
I think so. I think that's, if you were to make Ultimate game, the reward itself would be seeing new things and enjoying the feelings of discovery.
Yeah.
Now,
I would agree.
the other thing I really like about Hollow Knight is it does not rely excessively on resource management.
I do also find resource management really unpleasant to deal with. There are games which are based around resource management, and I will probably never play one and enjoy it, so...
That's how I love everything about this.
What did you say?
Except for, sorry, I started speeding. I love everything about BioShock, except that it relies heavily on resource management.
Yeah, I haven't played BioShock, so I don't personally know that. I find Hollow Knight's, like, I don't know, there's just something very pleasant about a very mechanically simple yet beautiful game. Which I think some people, like, try to make their games good by, like, having a lot of stuff in it, but you don't necessarily need a lot of stuff. You just need the stuff to be good. You can have very little stuff and get good stuff and have a good game.
I think that's true. It's sort of independent of the medium, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all on the same medium.
And someone's favorite book is No Country for Old Men.
You can see why after reading it, though, right?
Yeah. I do also like that book, I must tell you.
Oh my, he's out of control.
Yeah, the length feels appropriate for it, which I was not expecting.
Like we were discussing this morning, I feel much the same you do about most books that short.
Yeah.
Where it feels like you're being shortchanged.
Yeah.
And you do not feel like you're being shortchanged reading. Most McCarthy, actually.
I haven't read most of McCarthy's stuff, so I can't speak to that, but yeah.
Fair enough. So, yeah. What I feel would be a neat concept for a game
Yeah.
is, and it's just because I happen to enjoy the genre, but a shooter in first or third person that played closer to like a Metroidvania as opposed to. I feel like they either opt into like mindless shooting,
Yeah.
say like Call of Duty or something, or they turn into resource management games like Resident Evil or Bioshock. So I feel like that would be an interesting genre to explore as far as developing.
Yeah. It could be. I don't really like shooters. I generally don't like games with guns, or I like them less.
Fair enough. I mean, it's not something that if it's something that already tends to dissatisfy a little, then it's not going to be up your alley. Right. Hello?
Hello. I'm
He's
here.
still here.
Yep.
He just went silent.
Yeah, I'm just looking around in the game. Also, my
Fair
throat
enough. Yeah, I
hurts for some
forgot.
reason.
If you need a break from talking,
Ellen, I love talking to you. Shut the fuck up.
fair enough.
It's a good thing you have a sense of humor about that, because that's not the kind of thing. I mean, I think most people have a decent sense of humor about, like, being played with a little bit, but it would bother me if you didn't, because I do like saying things like that as a form of affection rather than trying to be an asshole.
And I feel like you'd have to be kind of unperceptive or imperceptive to not realize that.
Yeah.
Not to cast shade on anyone who doesn't or can't.
Yeah. Lith would just, you know, some people are just very, very nice, which is not the way I am, obviously. I am incredibly mean. I'm sure you can vouch for this, Ellen.
You do not cast your full meanness upon me,
Yeah.
but I'm sure you can.
My heavenly light.
Well, the sunset's pretty, even if it's over a garbage heap.
Ah, America.
Just over a garbage heap in general. This specifically, though.
I have to... Oh, it is very pretty. Can you take a picture of it for me? Wow,
Yes.
That is nasty, Ellen. How do they... Do things just look like that there?
No, it's an old quarry that the people decided they'd turn into a dump.
Neat.
It's the only place out here that looks this way.
Can you take a picture of that? Come out one and all from the darkness underground, and let us offer unto the maiden our eyes.
Well said.
As I like to say. Sorry, I was reading dialogue in the game. This dog's covered in... lichen? What's this thing covered in? That ain't fur.
Ain't that the tightest shit you ever seen?
This dog can drive.
This dog's from lichen. I would liken it to a dog covered in moss.
Wow. Ellen, did you know you're the cleverest human being ever?
Well, that goes without saying. I do smell like a pretty young girl.
Yeah. I'm certain
Or
that's
fairly
true.
young. I
Backstab.
smell like
You smell like
I
a
smell
handsome
like
young
a
man biking
sweaty,
around.
a sweaty uniform shirt made of polyester.
Nice. That's how I like him.
So they tell me.
I really like just exploring in this game. It can be really fun.
That's the other thing I feel like should be harnessed is procedural generation with a degree of regulated saving. So think along the lines of Minecraft, basically the game that brought back exploring games.
Yeah.
Like that was a huge hit and it utilized procedural generation. Why is nobody doing it?
Probably because in general it's really hard to pull off.
It is, but when you pull it off successfully, it may be one of the greatest elements or tactics used in video game design, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do really like Minecraft. I don't think it's the kind of thing you can pull off super well in a lot of environments, though. Like, Minecraft is a very specific sort of game, and I think in, like, any other environment, a Minecraft type procedural generation wouldn't work very well. Probably largely because it would be really difficult to make look good. Like, the fact that Minecraft is made out of blocks makes it pretty easy to procedurally generate, I think, compared to other things.
I'd say Minecraft has a very unique way of doing it. Another game that does it really well is actually a browser game that came out. It's called slowroads.io.
Yeah,
And, you ever heard of it?
I don't think I have, no.
But it's basically a driving simulator with realistic physics. You get one car, it's a white EV sedan or coupe,
My
and you
sweet
just
lord.
drive. And the terrain is realistic to an extent. I mean, I'm not going to say it's like AAA quality, it's all semi-low quality.
Yeah.
But realistically, procedurally generated to look vaguely like Scotland.
That's neat.
And it's just very polished, well done. Once again, triggers feelings of exploration.
I do really
That's
like
what I'm thinking.
the Minecraft exploration in particular. I think it's just because Minecraft can come up with some pretty wacky stuff by not being bound to looking realistic. Like, some of the things in Minecraft that look really good in Minecraft would probably look terrible in any other game because it would have to be realistic in some measure, and that would, like, ruin how pretty it is.
Fair. What I feel like would be neat is if you could procedurally generate the relatively unimportant stuff. So you could incorporate, like, traveling, exploring, etc. And then for key elements that needed to be a certain way, you could incorporate those into it.
I think people
I
have
feel like
tried that
that's,
sort of thing a lot.
yeah, I think to a degree, but like you said, it's hard to pull off, especially making a convincing transition. I think that sort of be difficult.
Hmm.
And also, like you said, convincing 3D non blocky or low poly graphics procedurally generated are
Yeah.
either going to be very costly in computing power, or they're just going to look unrealistic.
Yeah. Plus, there is a lot of joy in just wandering around like a very designed environment, you know?
Yes.
The sort of place where you can like feel the devs designing it while you're going through.
Yeah. I think there's definitely truth to that. Which is why I think if you could incorporate together, you'd have the ultimate, but also trying to do too many things at once is not where you want to go.
Yeah.
So that's also something to consider.
Here we go. I was underestimating the number of the number of dungeons I hadn't been to yet. I'm on dungeon like 7 or something like that. There's 51 total in the game, so I thought I'd have more already done.
Dragons and Dragons.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. I don't really like this type of level, which is a catacombs level. I find this less fun than the caves. I think it's just because I like the caves, how they look more.
Based upon what gameplay I've seen, the other thing that's neat about Elden Ring is there seems to be a fair bit of open air gameplay.
Yep.
At least at the beginning.
I think the exploration quality does drop off as it goes on because the density of stuff to do goes down a bit. There's still a lot of stuff to do. I just missed a lot of it very easily, especially in the area I'm in right now. Like, I just did not find this stuff because the area was so big and empty that I didn't feel like doing it would reap any rewards.
That's where you run out of motivation. They run out of time.
Can you say that again?
Sorry, I'm moving again. I said the player runs out of motivation, and the developer runs out of time.
Yeah, I don't think... Elden Ring is actually the first Souls game where I was playing it and I didn't feel like the devs ran out of time. Because the other ones you can really feel when the devs ran out of time in the game. Like, you can tell the order they were making things based on the quality in the game. And it's, like, really obvious.
That's true. Like, some of the best games are the ones where they were not... They were, like, aiming to make it as small and simple as possible. Cue Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
And so they spent longer than they intended on the development process. It's like a Patrick Rothfuss book compared to like Rip Riordan and Hunter.
Compared to what?
Like Air and Hunter.
Oh yeah.
Like
Air and Hunter books do individually feel really rough. You can also tell that different authors are writing them because when I was a little kid I was like, did she just not write notes on like what she was writing in her own book? Like I didn't know that different writers were writing all the different projects because like the name of certain places, like the writers wouldn't keep track of it. There's, you know, the Survivors series, it's just warrior cats but for dogs. In the first book, they're near a lake because they're near a lake, and by that I mean the ocean, because that's near where the story starts, and he refers to it, the main character, as the ocean, and then later on he refers to it by a different name because they named one of the books after the different name he refers to the ocean by.
Rip.
Yeah, it's very, like, I don't know. The impact of each individual story felt really low in the second series of books in the same group of books, whereas I think the story was a bit tighter in the first. It just like the second series of books, while I was reading them, nothing happened for like an enormous amount of time. It felt like.
That's basically how the second series of Warriors and
I didn't read Warrior Cats actually. I only read the dog books.
Fair enough. I can't say you were missing out.
Yeah, I did know a lot of people who read Warriors, though, of course.
I mean, it's kind of a destructive fantasy if you're young.
Yeah, I mostly read Wings of Fire, though. You have gone on record saying it's your favorite book series of all time.
I do hate it so much. I mean, I don't mean to, as I said earlier, or throw shades upon Wings of Fire. It's not that bad. I don't think it's worse than Harry Potter.
You would speak ill of Madame Sutherland?
I don't think it's much worse than Harry Potter.
I would say it's better than Harry Potter, because at least it's happening to, dragons.
Yeah, dragons make everything better.
Yeah, at least it's got those cool illustrations at the start of every book of all the different types of dragons and the really inaccurate, weird descriptions of their abilities.
Yes.
The descriptions of their abilities is probably the worst part of those dragon illustrations, because, like, the way it describes each individual, like, dragon version, feels strange.
It also changes with every book, which also feels strange.
Yeah, well, it changes occasionally, not very frequently, though. What does change more frequently is, what am I thinking? Oh, yeah, there were... So, you know, the third series of books takes place on a different continent, so it has a different map. The problem being that the map, and this is true of the original too, but they occasionally added cities to the thing, like when it was relevant to the specific book. The maps don't have enough detail for them to, like, make sense. Like, it'll mention a bunch of places that won't be on the map for some reason, and it won't make a new map. It'll just be like, I don't know, you just don't get to know where this thing is. It's like, but why did you bring up a specific place name if you weren't going to let me know where it was?
Something I've always liked about Tolkien.
Yeah, Tolkien just went in and made his beautiful pen map where he was like, this is where everything is.
I do feel awful comparing Tolkien to Wings of Fire, Harry Potter, Warriors, or anything else like that.
Yeah, the effort on Tolkien's part was obviously much greater.
That is true, beyond doubt.
And I love fantasy works that feel like they had a lot of work put into them. Those are great.
Like games. I just like things that feel well crafted.
Yeah.
I cannot tell a lot.
And that's why Tolkien feels great, because he obviously put like a shitload of work into everything.
Mm-hmm. It's also why I like this bicycle. It was like talked here 20 or 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it gives this feeling like I'd rather have something that was really nice with super old tech than something that's newfangled but kind of crapped again.
Axel, if you could please not publish the VOD. So far, you failed to meet the requirements for me not publishing VODs where you say embarrassing things.
To be fair, I haven't embarrassed myself too badly today.
True.
Cut my father to pieces. Okay. Okay.
Don't worry though, I'm
I do
covering
think
for you.
I appreciate it. You're doing the Lord's work.
So they tell me. Actually, what they usually tell me is that I'm going to go to hell, but that's kind of like doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. Somebody's got to do it.
And it sure as hell is going to be me. I'm the one who's going to do the thing.
Did
That's
they make a
right.
massive kiddie pool?
What?
I'm riding past my local park and it looks like they inflated a massive kiddie pool.
That's fun. Why would they do that?
Like, I wonder. I have no idea. It must be for some purpose.
Yeah.
But it's probably 50 feet by 25 feet.
Presumably there's a purpose.
Presumably.
My Streamlabs is telling me there's 2 people watching the stream right now, and I know one of them is Ellen. Not Ellen. I know one of them is Phantom, so I'm curious who the other person is, and if you're listening to me say that, hi. Welcome.
Hello. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah. This stream is me talking to Ellen while I run around and just trying to find all the catacombs and whatnot.
Ain't that the tightest shit you ever heard.
Ain't that the tightest shit you ever seen? This dog can drive.
Man, speaking of which, I should probably venture soon.
No.
So long but not yet.
Yeah.
I still have 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay,
How long
apparently.
have I been out though?
You've been on the call for about 40 minutes.
Oh wait, mine says an hour 40. There must be something. Wait, am I looking at that right?
I think you're looking at the text I just sent.
Yes. Never mind. I've been on for about 40 minutes. I thought I was looking at the cobbles,
Yeah,
and then I
no.
realized seconds weren't changing.
Yeah, that's the timestamp I wrote down.
Gotcha. Okay. I adore the way this gas station looks.
Yeah. I found an abandoned,
Well,
and I say I found, but I passed by an abandoned gas station when I was in northern Wisconsin earlier, really close to Superior. I think it might have been in Superior, the town Superior, that is. And I just loved how it looked. I got a picture of it, and it's not a very good picture, but I really love how abandoned places look a lot of the time.
there's an abandoned grain silo. Well, two actually in the background. But yes, this is
Every man's dream.
like it's the gas station I had as my profile picture. Um, for a long time on Discord.
Oh, it's that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. 1 second. I gotta kill this bat. This bat is giving me hell of a time. Okay, I'm checking. I'm looking.
Okay. Here we go.
He's going. For some reason, I am incredibly calm today. Oh, yes, of course. That is very funky. In terms of gas station stuff. It is shocking how cheap everything in your state looks. I think it might be because it's all relatively recent, like even compared to how old stuff in Minnesota is. So
This is
like,
like 100 years old.
yeah, but it looks really cheap, don't it? The gas station does at least.
Yeah, I mean the gas station is like 50 or 60 years old.
Yeah.
It's not very old.
We
Maybe
don't
70.
have as many buildings like that here. Like, obviously they still exist, but we have a lot of, like, older buildings. You know, the house I live in is like 100 years old, for instance.
Check this baby out.
Ain't that the tightest shit you've ever seen? Oh, I do love that. I like farm equipment a lot of the time. I like barns. Big fan of barns.
Oh man. You really do need to come out here then.
Yeah. Well, that's
You
why
came
I'm
to
going to
barn.
come out there, Ellen. Show me all your barns.
He's so naughty. Okay. I should probably go.
Alright, bye-bye.
No, I'm not.
Wait, early?
No, wait, I'm still here.
He's still here.
Yeah, I should probably leave the gas station, is what I mean.
Okay.
So yeah. I'll just stream you a little bit of my ride around town.
Around the vast suburbia you live in.
Quite. You don't have to watch either.
Well, I just have it open next to the thing I'm already looking at, so I can look at it whenever I want to.
Fair enough.
Huh.
You have control.
I think I just figured out this dungeon's gimmick, like, way too fast. Like, I found the invisible wall you're supposed to go through immediately, so... Whoopsie daisies.
That's pretty neat. Oh, sunset.
Sunset.
More grain.
It pretty.
There you railroad here, so a lot of grain silos.
There used to be a lot of things in Idaho. Now all there is in Idaho is, potatoes. Potatoes and Mormons, that is. What is that sound? I think Ellen has cut out. Very sad. I wish Ellen would get like a fancy microphone or something like that so that I could talk to him without experiencing death itself. Yeah, I think he's fully cut out. Kinda sad. Oh neat. Got some more ashes. You know that if this was Dark Souls, you'd have to get every single ash in the entire game. But thankfully, it is not the Dark Souls, it is the Elden Ring. And for the achievement, you only need to get 6 completely random ashes for some reason. Oh no. I have a bad feeling. Spirit? It's a... Okay, where's the snail? Does the snail only come into existence when I've killed his boys? There the little bastard is. That's very unique, I do like that. Glintstone Sorcerer Ashes. Great. I am curious as to the, I'm very curious as to the description for that, because I find the Glintstone characters interesting. Not here. This is the Glintstone Sorcerer Ashes. Yeah, that's another, like... It's another, like, a new proper noun type lore, which I don't really like. I do really like the presentation of this boss. I'm gonna give it a 5 on that. Difficulty 2, boss run 3, lore 3, fun 2. In total, that's a 15. Is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Great. Great, 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 great. Now we have to find the Academy Crystal Cave, which I don't think will be very hard to find. It's like here. The main problem is just gonna be running to it, I think, because this place is pretty, doesn't have a lot of bonfires. Not a lot of ones I've found, anyway. Neat. I feel like there should be a bonfire here. Usually there's like roughly one bonfire per named area in like very small zones like that. But not always, clearly. Is there anything in here? No. Gotta say, this game still looks very pretty. I am really interested in seeing, like, realistic environments in some sense from FromSoft. Like, specifically what I'm thinking of is, like, houses with all the stuff in them you need in houses. I really like work like that being put into games. I think it's neat. I think it adds to the sense that people have really lived in a place, and having environments where it feels like people have actually lived to them is definitely to a game's benefit. And I don't think it would be that hard either, because I can't imagine that... Oh look, a dragon. Is this the last one? I think it is, actually. Wow. Has less health than the Caleb dragons did. Those guys weren't even fucking enemies. Sorry, they weren't even bosses. This is just a big version. It's kind of like Ovula. Also cool, but kind of like her. Sorry, dodged at the wrong time. I'm sorry. Smarog is such a funny name, though. Call this one Glintstone Smarog. Great, Dragonheart. I think that's the last one. Maybe the second to last one. Dragon, Smarog. Difficulty 3. Boss run seemed pretty short, so I'm gonna give that a 4. Presentation's gonna get a sweet 2 for me, because it's just another fucking dragon. They all look the same, it's the same model. Lore 2, Fun 2. That's a 13 in total. Keep fucking doing that, don't I? That's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, I get it. It would be really hard to make individual models for all the dragons, but I would like at least more than 2, maybe 3. Are there 3 in the game? I think there might be 3 in the game. Because there's the 4-legged one. Yeah, maybe 3. I don't... What? Well, that's really irritating. This is fairly close to a bonfire, though, at least. I'm gonna look up where to buy stone sword keys. I can just check the Elden Ring map. Stone sword key, please. Thank you. The game seems to be under the impression that there's a stone sword key really close to here. So, check that out. Oh hey, there's a bonfire. Do, 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 do. Here. Sorry, I keep clicking the wrong button on accident. Cave. Am I mid-rolling? I think I'm mid-rolling. That's fine. I really like this armor anyway. I think I'm in the Bloodhound armor. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh no. Yeah, I couldn't tell you exactly why, but I really like not having that much to do in games. And being able to just wander around without feeling pressured to be doing stuff is pleasant for me. Which I understand is not the case for most people. And that's why I like Hollow Knight so much, because it is a game where you can just hang out. Like, there's not pressure to be doing something necessarily, so you don't have to worry about that. Obviously, I do like the occasional game where you actually do stuff in it, because I'm a big fan of Dark Souls 3 and 2. But I play 3 more because I can play it with friends who like the game, so. I have played a fair bit of 2 with one of my buds, but he's on vacation right now. It's a bit easier to find people to play 3 with. And the main benefit to me of playing the games is getting to play them with other people, so. Multiplayer is just, I think, inherently, in Dark Souls anyway, inherently more fun. According to the game, there's a stone sword key, like, right here. According to the thing I'm looking at, that is. Excuse me. Uh, so do I get anything for that, or what was the point of that exactly? So the exact point at which this thing says there's a stone sword key is like right here, I think. Maybe here? Maybe it's up there. Mm. Somehow I doubt that this is the intended way to get the stone sword key. I mean, the stone sword key basically serves the exact same function as the fragrant branch of yore from DS2. So, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I do kind of find it annoying though. Okay, according to this, there's 3 stone sword keys there. So I'm gonna go try to get those. Hope I didn't already pick them up. We're in the zone with that one dragon. You can tell because everything is covered in fucking lightning. I got most of the dungeons in this general area. Okay, that's the wrong way to go. That's a bad idea. Is there any way to get down from here? I don't think there is. That's steep on all sides. I think this doesn't really... I guess I can just go this entire way. Probably find some bonfires on the way though, so... yeah. That looks really cool. Speaking of bonfires, I don't think I ever actually went down this road before, so probably a good idea that I'm going down it now. I did pick up that, so I have that going for me. I did pick that up. Yeah, so let's just go up here. Check if there's probably nothing up here. The world do be pretty though. It's got that going for it. Oh god, there's a wolf coming for me. Don't hurt me, please. I have a family. There's a hole. Quite far fall. Amber starlight, that's neat. Something's aggroed to me. Whee! Let's go around the other way. Ah, I was apparently wrong to assume there would be a way out of here. Whee! Horton? Is that the guy that was at the... That's the guy who was like the priest dude in Majula. Not Majula, whatever it's called in this game. The round table. That was the priest dude in the round table, I think. And now I get to wear his clothes. Let's go. Hog champ. Go ahead.
You, please, I can read them. Your fingers, please, your fingers. Oh, bless you. To the east, ruins of gold. To the west, the serpent's sacrilege.
Tell me about it.
Wherever the path leads, so shall you follow. Wherever the path leads, only more sorrow.
That posture looks really uncomfortable, girlfriend.
A curse. The curse of Queen Marika.
She sounds like she's in a lot of pain. I mean, that posture will do that to you, I guess. Sit up straight. I'm sitting up straight right now. Thanks for the lump of flesh. Oh, a friend. It's one of the ones that make music.
Oh dear. You might. I'm terribly sorry. Are you here as a customer?
Yeah. Let's go. I'll take everything you have.
I'm afraid I've very little to offer.
Buddy, you have everything I could ever need. Oh wow, it's nighttime all of a sudden. Where does this take me? That is the question. Oh, it just takes you across the bridge. Okay, we gotta go back here. I'll do this cave and then I'll go to bed. Tis Betty by time for little old me. Somebody's zooming. Oh, listen to him zoom. Look at him go. I gotta say, I really like how the game indicates to you that a grace is there. I also like how they look. Rat cave. I don't think the torches are used as creatively in this game as they are in DS2, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I like that they light things up anyway. I mean, they do the same thing in DS3, but you never need to light things up in DS3. It is legit hard to see if you don't have a torch in this game. Oh shit, that looks so cool. Oh, okay, that's the key that was showing up on the Elden Ring map. That makes sense. I'm getting very tired. Oh my. Is that the end? Oh, one of these guys. It's a battle mage Hugu's, however you say his name. That's what I fucking thought. How do we get into that guy's room? Oh, it wraps around. Okay. I really like how the magic looks in this game. Hmm. Hmm. This area is suspiciously small. Oh, I got some messages on the Discord from Elden. Oh. You never know, maybe the boss room wraps around to that guy. Oh, or maybe it's an invisible wall. Curious. Crystal staff. Very cool. Okay, now we do this. More fucking crystallians. Swear to God. Every day I fight another crystallian. They should just go all in. Have there be like 40 of these bitches. What's this area called? Lucaria. Let's say Lucaria Crystallian Duo. So we've already had different Crystallian duos elsewhere. I really want to get some lore on these guys. Call them Rhea Crystallian duos, because otherwise it's not going to fit. Okay, difficulty 2, presentation 2, boss run 3, no idea, lore 2, fun 2. Okay, that's an all-around 11. New spell though, let's see. Oh hey, and it leads somewhere too. Oh, I can't do the spam thing. I'm so sad. I can do that. Oh, there we go. I assume this is an alternate way into Rhea Lucaria. If you can't get the thing. This is quite high up in Rhea Lucaria too. Oh, can you actually not go anywhere from here? I don't think you can go anywhere from here. Oh, they're cruel. Oh, that's mean. Wow. That's kind of funny though. Alright, I'm gonna check the map genie real quick. Okay, that's all of the areas for Lyrna. We'll come back tomorrow with more. Wait, real quick, I'm just gonna check how many I have left. I find Caria Manor really cool, even though there's basically nothing there. Okay, Unsightly Catacombs we have done. Sorry. Unsightly Catacombs. Sage's Cave? I think we did Sage's Cave. Yeah, Sage's Cave, no. Windham Catacombs, yes. Gelmir Hero's Grave, yes. Old Altus Tunnel, yes. We don't have the one that's here, or the one that's here. We don't have the Perfumer's Grotto, which is right over here. Or like here. Okay, so there's a lot to do. We'll do it tomorrow. Alright, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye. I love you. That was a really bad kissing sound, I'm sorry. That's better. Bye-bye.